Next question. What are your thoughts on the British Museum and their artifacts from other cultures? They have returned many of them to Nigeria. Do you think they should return them all, Jensen? I actually kind of hate a lot of museums because they steal our tax dollars. And so, yeah, defund all of the museums and send back all of the artifacts. The amount of money that was given in the COVID bill, trillions of dollars, all of it going to like the Kennedy Center, the African American Museum. And what do? People that sit on the board take all of the money. It's kind of become this huge money laundering operation. And yeah, I say return it all. If you want to see something, it's go to the country, So I'm actually totally fine with that because I'm very anti-museum because they stole a lot of our money.
A lot of these artifacts and stuff should probably be returned to their countries of origin. So she's kind of accidentally a little bit based on that. This idea, though, of I'm like anti-museum. Have you ever heard of something like that before? Like, isn't that just the most virulent strain of anti-intellectualism you've ever heard in your fucking life? Like, what are the great conservative enemies of the age right now? They hate the media, they hate libraries, and apparently now they hate museums. Basically, anywhere that you can go to learn things, they hate it. As Donald Trump himself said, I love the poorly educated. Well, it shows. Oh, universities they hate too, by the way. Universities they really hate. They think that, that's where people get brainwashed. Basically, what's going on here is the more educated you are, the harder it is to be conservative because you realize that it's all based on disgusting lies. Now, the right-wing agenda has literally become, let's make everyone as stupid as possible. Let's make sure that they don't get any sort of higher education. Let's make sure that they don't trust anything reported in the media. Let's make sure that they are totally frightened, scared at all times, hate museums, and the only information they trust, the only place they go to learn about what's really going on is us. They just take it right from our mouths, and nowhere else can be trusted. Everywhere else is suspect. They're trying to create a class of people who are just totally divorced from reality and have become completely swept away in the ideological narrative of the right wing. And that's why they hate any source of information beyond themselves. They hate education. They hate media that they don't control. They hate museums now. This is the first time I've heard that. They hate libraries. They hate national public radio, the most bland, inoffensive radio possible. They get irate. They hate public broadcasting. So basically, anywhere you can go to get information that is not under their strict control, they hate it. They despise it. They don't want you to have access to it. They want to put as many obstacles between you and that stuff as possible, to the point where you have this ignorant wretch appearing on your screen and telling you, like looking you in the eye and telling you proudly, I'm anti-museum. They're literally intentionally trying to bring us to idiocracy. They look at idiocracy and they see a utopia. You know how the guy in Idiocracy, I don't remember the main character's name, but the character from Idiocracy who is of very average intelligence, but in the world of Idiocracy, he's a fucking genius and they all need him. He's like indispensable because he just has an average IQ. That's what's going on here. All of these unimpressive people, all of these very intellectually unimpressive right-wing grifters like Candace Owens, who have average intelligence, are literally trying to bring about the idiocracy so that they can be impressive by comparison and they can control the narrative. Because if they make it dumb enough, they can be the smartest people in it. I mean, this is so twisted because this literally is going to be the destruction of humanity. I don't care if this is seen as hyperbolic, because I will defend it as being completely accurate, a statement to make that these people are an existential threat to the survival of the human race. Because the more that these weird anti-intellectual, not even anti-intellectual, just anti-thinking on any level, anti-using your brain for anything other than consuming right-wing propaganda. It's risen to that level of absurdity, or sunk to it. This is how we die, guys. This is how the human race goes bye-bye. We listen to people like this until society collapses because it's too dumb to function anymore. You look around America, what's wrong? What's wrong with us? Why is society crumbling? Why is society crumbling? It must be this economic cause or this, oh, it's because these trade disputes or this or that. No, it's none of those reasons. It's because we're becoming too dumb to function, because we don't have an intelligent or informed populace, which means that we don't have an intelligent or informed leadership, which means that there are no voices of reason rising up, because a voice of reason, not saying that's me, by the way, but a hypothetical voice of reason out there in the world tries to stand up and say, like, hey, this is all bullshit. We should not be letting this go on. The way things are going now, we are going to destroy ourselves. We can't do anything. You realize what's tying our hands? The rope around your hands as you desperately flail for freedom so that you can do something about all of the atrocities you see going on around you in the world. That rope is made of stupidity. And if you want to see where stupidity is manufactured, look no further than these right-wing grifters propagating the most virulent strains of anti-thought, anti-intellectualism, anti-independent thinking, anti-emotional or intellectual expression, anti-human. This monstrosity on the screen before you, she is anti-human being. I want you to look at yourself for a second. You see these hands? You know what these are? These are human hands. You know what those eyes you're seeing them with? Those are human eyes. You might have your criticisms of humanity. I do as well. But at the end of the day, I am a human being. And embracing a philosophy that is anti-human being seems a little bit counterproductive to me. Go figure. Anti-museum. You know what? She should fucking have to march across the whole goddamn country with a dunce cap on her head. That is absurd. You are absurd, madam. I'm tired of you. I'm sick of you.